Hey folks, I hope you're all doing well out there. This year marks the 10th anniversary of Fold, and we're celebrating with a new single called Sustain, which is out October 13th on a brand new label called SUBTXT. The story behind this track is that in the past 10 years, we've had a lot of different voices on our records, and in that time, two people who featured on our records actually passed away. The first was Michael Ruppert back in 2014, and then Bell Hooks, who sadly left us last December. We therefore decided that this celebratory single should somehow combine their overarching messages for the future by featuring their voices and be released in honor of them. Of course, it helps to have some context about who these people are, so this is the first of two videos in which I'll give a brief overview of these two amazing people to help provide that context. I think and feel that we owe them that at the very least. Now, it is hard to overstate the importance of Bell Hooks' achievements. She was a trailblazing author, activist, and cultural theorist who made immense contributions to Black feminist thought, having written around 40 books over 4 decades, exploring, and I quote from the well-crafted Guardian obituary, the intersecting oppressions of gender, race, and class. Her writings additionally reflected her concerns with issues related to art, history, sexuality, psychology, and spirituality, ultimately with love at the heart of community healing. She was born and raised in rural Kentucky in the 50s, where schools were still segregated, part of a working-class African-American family, and it soon became clear that she was a gifted writer and storyteller. Again, quoting from The Guardian, using storytelling as effectively as social theory, she was creatively agile in a range of genres, including poetry, essays, memoir, self-help, and children's books. She eventually earned scholarships that brought her to Stanford University in California, which led her to an academic career teaching and writing. The contribution she's probably best known for is helping to carve out a very necessary space for Black women at the center of mainstream feminist theory, from which they had long been marginalized in favor of white women with class privilege who dominated that movement. She was a powerful advocate of sustained resistance to all forms of oppression and domination. Throughout her own life, especially her early work, she was met with harsh criticism, but she never allowed her spirit to be crushed. Now, it was actually a speech that she gave when her book, All About Love, New Visions, came out that made us fall in love with her. Towards the beginning of that speech, she says, and I quote, "We might do well to not just problematize our difficulties around race, gender, and other things, but to also then talk about what brings us together. What kinds of yearnings do we share across all of those things? And it seems to me that the desire to love and be loved is one of those yearnings people share, irrespective of class, race, sexual preference, practice, and that it might be interesting for us to theorize in terms of our struggles to end all forms of domination from that place of love." She talks about how love has become profoundly trivialized, misrepresented, and underappreciated as a core value in our society. She asks the question, why choose love? And concludes that communities sustain life, not nuclear families, not the couple, and certainly not the rugged individualists. There is no better place to learn the art of loving than in community. She quotes M. Scott Peck saying that in and through community lies the salvation of the world. She says that Peck defines community as a group of individuals who have learned how to communicate honestly with each other, whose relationships go deeper than their mask of composure, and who have developed some significant commitment to rejoice together, mourn together, and to delight in each other and make other conditions our own. But the overarching message is that if we are to move forward as a species towards solving our greatest problems, including ending domination, we must restore love's true values and embrace community as the fundamental unit of society. And that is the message that we have faithfully embedded as best we can in our new single, Sustain. Thank you so much for listening. You can find the link to pre-save or pre-order the single in our bio, and please do.